We're 2 hours into the trading session on Monday, December 27th. Hello, traders. I hope all of you had a great Christmas. We're currently going through a bit of a holiday hangover. Not a lot of volume. There is a very strong seasonal force in play right now. If you look back over the last 95 years and you took the day after Christmas through the first 2 trading days of the new year, 78.5% of the time during that stretch, the market has finished higher. Now, we're not going to quantify those gains. If you're a options trader, obviously that would be a pretty good statistic to lean on. It would be setting up well for selling out of the money bullish put spreads because the market doesn't have to go higher. It can simply stay flat. So those are the types of statistics and seasonal trends that I like to follow. Let's take a look at what the market's doing. But before I do that, I always want to review the trades from the previous video. It was last Wednesday, the 23rd, if I recall, 22nd. Regardless, let's take a look at those picks and see how they fared. MU was my pick of the day, and you can see this is the price action from Thursday. This is the price action from Wednesday. Look at that move higher on Thursday. Beautiful. Take a look at the daily chart. You can see how the stock blew through that horizontal resistance. I love that. In fact, it was able to hold most of that green candle and close near that high was also very, very bullish on Wednesday. And then Thursday, see you later. Beautiful pick. Apple was the other long that I suggested to you. And I had mentioned that this downward sloping trend line was going to come into play if the stock could get above the halfway point of this long red candle, which was about 175, that the stock had a chance to take out the all-time high. Apple looking great. Please don't take my word for any of this. Go back and watch my previous video. Confirm that what I'm telling you is the truth. That's what you should do with all videos on YouTube. Go back, do the analysis, do your due diligence, confirm, confirm, confirm. So those were two bullish picks, and I gave you a bearish pick, and it was Goldman Sachs. Let's go into the daily chart, take a look at that. The stock was right here, and it had just gotten above the 200-day moving average. The caveat to taking any positions in Goldman Sachs, again, I mentioned this in the video, the stock had to be below the 200-day moving average, and it had to display relative weakness versus the S&P 500. If it did not do that, then you would not take the short. So there's no reason for you to have taken a short, because you can see Wednesday the stock was clearly above the 200-day moving average. Right now, let's take a look at the market, see what we're doing. We've got a nice little rally taking place here. We have what I believe is a bullish divergence in here that was setting up early in the day. So we have been trading from the long side. So let's go in and take a look at the daily chart, see what's happening. Aha! Look at that. That is a breakout to a new all-time high. You can see, though, that the volume is fairly light. So we're losing the volume in this holiday type environment. So yes, we've got a nice breakout. We've got some long green candles stacked. That's fantastic. But this is more of a seller's boycott than it is lots of pent-up buying conviction. What the heck does all that mean, Pete? Holy cow. What? Huh? What? Seller's boycott? It simply means that people that are long stock are not aggressively selling shares. They are not in risk off mode. So they'll put a little offer out higher. Hey, if you want some, come and get it. Okay, well, they took me out. I'll offer some a little bit higher, but they are not aggressively selling. They are not out there hammering bids. That would be aggressive selling. By the same token, you don't have buyers out there ripping every offer that's out there in size, because there is no size. So this time of year, light volume, the market is simply floating higher. Now these gains can easily be stripped away when normal trading resumes after the new year. So go with the flow. Know that there's a seasonal bias in play. Ride that as long as you can. Trade smaller size, set passive targets. Let's see what the day has in store for us here. So I believe the market's had a nice rally in here. We're compressing. We're able to hold all of the gains. We have a bullish 10P cross pending here. I believe we're going to see at least one more leg higher today. What happens after that? I can't really say in this light type of trading environment. So I don't know, but I think that you can be long, have to be selective, wait for little market pauses, wait for little dips, then you can re-enter. So let's go in, let's focus on the long side today, and let's see what we can find. Big new feature that I released last week for Option Stalker. Now you know that I've gone through and I've taken the 10p indicator for the S&P 500 and I've applied it to individual stocks. It works really, really well. What's nice is to be able to see those buy signals across multiple time frames. So ideally, you're going to be looking at a stock that has a buy signal across a M15, M30, M5 timeline. And so when you bring up these searches or when you have your own watch lists, you can go through, and I'll just bring up a watch list, and you can see all the stocks in the watch list. All you have to do is go right across and go EQIX. That one's pretty nice. It's got a bullish signal across all three of those time frames. Hey, it's trying to get through this horizontal resistance. Not enough for me to want to buy this particular one. Downward sloping trend line starting to get breached. 100-day in there. Choppy, 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 choppy. I want to see stacked candles, but that sets up well, just as an example of the lists and how they appear. So let's go in and take a look at some of the searches and see what they're showing us currently. There's one UNG, M5, 15, M30, buy signal, needs to get through this horizontal resistance, got the 200-day well above it, but yeah, starting to show a little bit of a base here. What do I do with that? Click GTC, double click on that. All right, now I have a GTC alert line right there. Let's see what else we've got here. CEI. Nothing too interesting in this heavy buying list right now, quite honestly. I'm just going to click through. We'll go into bull run, see what we've got. UAA on a 5 and a 15 minute. That's a bottom feeder. Got a lot of really hard stocks that have been sold off hard starting to bounce. So call that the dogs are bouncing, or the dogs are barking, excuse me. And that's not the type of chart that I would typically want to trade on a swing basis. In fact, I would avoid buying a stock like this on a swing basis because you need much more of a base. Can I day trade it? Yes, but it's going to have to be really special with lots of volume and lots of stacked candles. So I'm not interested in that. I'm going to keep moving, keep looking for a better stock. No interest there. Starbucks on these major moving averages right here through the 100-day, through the 200-day. It's got some overhead resistance, but today it looks like it might get going. Yes, that's a nice grind higher when the market is flat right in here. Yeah, I think Starbucks could continue to move higher. Continue to take a look and see what else we've got on the list here. HD looks pretty good. HD looks nice. Let's go into the daily chart. Downward sloping trend line in here. Try to get through that. I like HD. I think it could continue to go. It's through this horizontal was support. Now resistance. That one looks pretty good. LCID. Let's take a look at that. Pretty weak on the daily chart, so not a lot of interest for me there. You can see there are not a lot of stocks coming up because we've got light volume, and a lot of what I like to do is based on volume. You can see market testing the upper end of that resistance right now. There's a 5-minute chart of the S&P 500. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to look for trade signals, and I'm going to go a little bit further out in time. So we'll go H1, M30, M15, and let's see what comes up. I'd like to have a stock that's greater than the prior day high on a market rally like this. If it can't even get through the prior day's high, what good is it? So let's take a look at stocks that have decent option liquidity. All right, here are a few that might fit the bill for us. Not seeing any really big movers in here, but let's see what we got. We're going to go in. We're looking for a good daily chart that we can sink our teeth into. That's not too bad. That is a beautiful breakout there through horizontal resistance and the 200-day moving average. Holds all of those gains right there. Off to the races today. HIMX. This is actually pretty nice, and you can see it's got good volume. See how easy that was to find? I'm going to continue to click through, see what else we've got. SWN and TD. Take a look at the daily chart. Nice breakout right there through horizontal resistance. Banks don't move much, but that's actually quite a nice chart. Very simple. See how I found that? Using the buy signal across multiple time frames. Let's go and take a look and see if we can find some new signals that are coming up. And let's see if we can find a new trade signal on a 15-minute basis. Don't have any stocks coming up for that right now. Let's go and see if we've got anything coming up on a 5-minute basis. I'm just trying to get some trade ideas right now, trying to find some stocks that might be strong. A little bit difficult sledding when the market is not doing much of anything. So we'll go with relative strength. Apple coming up. You know I like Apple from last week. Let's take a look at Apple. What the heck? It is breaking through this downward sloping trend line. Yes, I highlighted it Friday, or excuse me, last Wednesday. Look at how well Apple is holding up. You've got the market compressing at the high. You've got Apple compressing at the high. Here is the tell. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars ago, right there. That was a pretty long red bar by the S&P 500. What did Apple do? Barely flinched, bullish hammer, right back up on the high. That's a good sign. You can see excellent volume right here. So that's also lining up. Got a little bit of a bullish divergence here as well on the 10P. You can see stock up, 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 10P heading south. That's also good for the stock moving higher. I like Apple. You know, I'm going to go with Apple as my pick of the day. There were a couple of others that I saw. Apple looks like it's going to challenge the all-time high. We've got seasonality working in our favor right now, so we've got the Santa Claus rally unfolding. Apple looks really good to me. That's your pick of the day. Yes, you can day trade it. You could even swing trade it overnight. We've got a nice market breakout on a daily chart. I'm expecting the market to continue to move higher, but go light. This is not a time of the year when you want to spread your wings. By the way, over the weekend, I posted a 5-part series on Reddit. It is the anatomy of a trade from square one all the way to completion. Lots of charts, lots of technical analysis. Please look for that link in the description section of this video. Go check out that Reddit sub. It's excellent. It's got a ton of great information throughout the sub. Some of it I've posted, most of it I haven't, but really good articles and not a lot of trolls in there either, which I also like. So check out that article, the series of articles. Check out that sub. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers, and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.